What's shaking, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. It's Tarkov Wipe day. We get it in about 2 hours, but guess what? We got the patch notes early, and I haven't even taken a look at these yet, so let's discuss them together. I'm really excited to see what they added, what they fixed. Let's go check it out. It's like Christmas. I feel so excited right now. I'm really excited. Okay, let's take a look at these. Okay, so the first thing they talk about is expanding the Lighthouse location. So added the ability to visit the island where the lighthouse is located, and also added new interiors inside the water treatment facility complex. Okay, yep, we knew that was coming. I'm super jacked. Added 3 new bosses. Dude, I'm excited for these bosses. The commanders of the ex-USEC PMC group, known as Rogues. The leader of the gang is Knight, who coordinates the actions of the entire group and specializes in assault operations. Birdeye maintains distance between him and the enemy, setting up ambushes and choosing positions with a clear line of sight to the area. And then, of course, everyone's so excited for Big Pipe, the guy who has the grenade launcher. So Big Pipe prefers the grenade launcher and serves the role of massive firepower in battle and always rushes towards the enemy to reach combat distance. Okay, awesome. So let's see what they're saying about the bosses and how they act. Bosses maintain contact with each other and with the other rogues. Really interesting that not only do they contact with each other, but the rogues too. So that's awesome. However, they don't stick together and instead keep their positioning distances. When an enemy is detected by any of the bosses or rogues, information on enemy location is transmitted to everyone by radio, and the bosses prepare for battle, taking up tactical positions. So this is really interesting. I don't know if a rogue sees you first, they can make contact with the bosses, or if it's vice versa, like only the bosses can talk to the rogues. But either way, this is going to make it really interesting if the rogues are on the map, and it's not going to be as easy to probably farm the rogues. I think that's one of my main issues right now, is like farming the rogues on Lighthouse is like this cheesy way of getting loot. Some people like it, some people hate it. It's cheesy. It's cheesy. Come on. Okay, bosses help each other, use all available weapons, and are hostile to everyone. Players of any faction, scavs, and raiders. They don't communicate with the rest of the bosses and fence, so they attack an enemy immediately. Killing them does not affect the player's reputation. Okay. And lastly, here we got the bosses. Oh, here we go. The bosses' habitats are Lighthouse, Shoreline, Woods, and Customs. Oh, I'm so excited for Shoreline and Woods. Those are like my 2 favorite maps. They do not stay in one place and will instead wander through these locations all the time. If the bosses have moved to one of the maps, they will be absent on the others. There is no timetable for the movement, and no one knows what the bosses are guided by when changing their location. This is so cool. So like one day, all the bosses can be on Shoreline, and they won't be on Lighthouse, Woods, or Customs, so you'll know you'll be safe for that day at least. I don't know how long it is, but that's such a cool feature. That is such a cool feature. It's really going to make certain maps really be popping at certain times because the bosses are on that map. So, you know, if it's later on in the wipe, it's a little quiet and everyone hears that the bosses are on Shoreline, Shoreline's going to be popping for the day, right? So that's awesome. That's a really cool feature. One of the most exciting features, I think, that is getting added this patch is the offline co-op game mode. So they are saying that it's only for players who purchase the Edge of Darkness edition, and I know that sucks for a lot of people, but at least it's a step in the right direction, and hopefully they just, you know, add it later on. They'll add, you know, regular edition can be in there, but right now it's only for Edge of Darkness. But let's hear what they say about this. So added the co-op mode. Checkbox on the game mode selection screen. In co-op mode, all settings for bots, bosses, time, and weather are identical to online raids. Progress in co-op raids is not saved. The gear taken into raids won't be lost upon death. Okay, so it's just like an offline mode with co-op. Got it. The start as group checkbox allows for players in the group to spawn together in the center of the location. With the checkbox unticked, all players will spawn like in online mode. Okay, that's just dope, right? So like if you want to do let's say I want to do like a little tournament with the community. This is awesome. So we can all spawn like it's just like an online mode. Or if I want to take group photos and goofy screenshots, I can do that also. Oh man, it's just so exciting. Eh? These little updates, man, they're so exciting. That's really dope. Okay, then the number of players in a group for the co-op mode has been increased and depends on the maximum number of players in the selected location. Okay. And then the number of co-op servers may be limited under heavy loads. In this case, on the group gathering screen, you will see a message saying, "Attention, high load on practice mode servers." This message means that finding a server for a co-op raid may take longer than usual. Yeah, got it. So it means their servers are on fire at the moment, and it's going to take a while for them to give you a server. It sucks, but hey, let's stay positive about it. And now we reworked the movement animations. Okay, updated the animations for character movement, jump, and stances, adding new breathing animations, melee attack animations, and weapon drawing / holstering. I'm sure everyone's excited for the new breathing animations. I know I am. What do we got here? Added sprint animations that change depending on weapon type. So we saw this in the Tarkov TV podcast. So it depends on your gun length and whatnot. So yeah, we already got a taste of that. Awesome. Added rotation and tilts of the body when moving and sprinting. Again, we saw that on Tarkov TV. The lower the speed / position of the player, the lower the tilt of the body during turns, and vice versa. Okay. Implemented weapon operations during the sprint, in particular the ability to switch to another weapon, switch fire modes, check the magazine and chamber, folding and unfolding, inspection, and reloading. I know you used to be able to switch fire modes while you're sprinting, but this other stuff, so they're saying you can now do this other stuff while you're sprinting. So that's a great quality of life feature. And then fixed third-person weapon twisting while prone when lying on the side. Okay. Oh, we got daily tasks for player scavs. Let's see what they say. Added daily tasks for player scavs. The task will be given out by Fence once a day and will be available after building the intelligence center in the hideout, regardless of the PMC character level. You know what? The player scav daily tasks, I'm really curious about them because all in my head that I can see at the moment is like kill this many PMCs. I guess you would have also, fetch quests and stuff, but I'm really interested to see what type of task you're going to get from that. Added a new type of daily task, searching for items from a category such as food, medicine, weapons, etc. All items will be needed found in one raid. Oh, okay. So I'm not 100% about this, but all items will need to be found in one raid. But maybe they'll say like, hey, find 14 things of food, or find so much medicine, or so many weapons. Okay. So I'm guessing when they talk about this, it's not like you're going to have to particularly find like you don't have to find an AK-74. You just got to find 3 weapons. Okay. Added slots for special items in the PMC inventory, in which you can put a compass and a rangefinder, a Wi-Fi camera, a marker, and other special items. Items in special slots are not lost upon death. They also cannot be looted from bodies. To activate an item from a special slot, you need to assign a key on the quick access panel. Okay, so we now are able to put the rangefinder where the compass goes, a Wi-Fi camera, or a marker. Okay, I wonder if it's still going to be only one slot, or you're going to have multiple slots. It would make sense to have multiples because it's good to have a compass and a rangefinder, say, right? So okay, yeah. Oh, the flare gun. They're talking about the flare gun. Let's go. Added a flare gun and single shot reactive flare rounds with lighting and flare ammo. Shooting red signal flares will call in a plane with an airdrop to fly to the nearest possible location. Then we got updated the airdrop mechanics, added 4 types of containers with unique contents. Okay, weapons, medicine, supplies, and general purpose. And added countermeasure flares when flying in and dropping the container, updated the plane flying trajectories, and decreased the engine sound volume. Oh, how excited are we? How decrease the engine sound volume right there. That's ooh. I know when we're reading these types of things and like there's the littlest thing like the decrease the engine sound volume. It's just I know it's something that they should have fixed a while ago. I know it's not the biggest feature, but when you play the game a lot, you're like, yeah, you get jacked, man. I don't know. I get it's dumb. Added tasks for the new Lighthouse territories. Fuck Lighthouse. Updated the base clothing models for USEC and Bear PMCs. Awesome. Added new head models for USEC and Bear PMCs. This is awesome. Do they talk about the voice lines, or are the voice lines maybe they didn't get added? I don't see anything in the next couple. We'll keep moving, but they said they had Broken Bear. I want to know about that. Okay. Oh, new guns. Okay, here we go. Added new weapons and customization for them. Okay. So we got the M3 Super 90 shotgun, the AXMC sniper rifle, the MP18 single shot rifle, the RD 704 assault rifle, the SAG AK carbine, the G36, and the M32A1 revolver grenade launcher. Okay, that's always new, always exciting when we get new guns. Always exciting. Reworked the animations for the MP133 and the MP9. Added a new model animations and modifications for the SV98. Added new equipment and items. This is what I'm really excited for because they don't go in specifics ever on what new equipment and items we get, but there's going to be a ton, I'm sure, of new backpacks, armor. There's going to be a lot of new attachments, stuff like that. Oh, okay. Change the bonuses for the perception skill. Yeah. Now the hearing radius increases by 0.3% per level up until 15% for the max level. Before the change, the hearing radius increased by 0.7 and up to 35%. So this is something we've talked about many times about how the perception skill, it doesn't really make sense. Like, as you increase levels, why do you get better at hearing? So it's still in the game, but it's not as drastic. So it goes from a max of 35% like before to now only 15%. I think that's fair. I wish they would just get rid of it, to be honest. But if they want to keep it in, that's fine. At least they're nerfing it. Change the inertia, speed, and force when leaning. Added new outfits for both PMC factions. Added new crafting recipes in the hideout. Okay. Oh, and reworked elite metabolism. Let's read this one. Reworked elite metabolism skill effect. Now with zero hydration and energy, you will not receive any thirst and hunger damage, but still receive other negative effects. Before this change, there were no negative effects at all. I think that's fair. I think that is definitely fair. And guess what? They're changing elite strength. What are they changing? Guys, sorry. I'm overly excited here. I apologize if you're not. Rework the elite skill strength skill effect. Okay. Now weapons equipped on sling, on back, and in holster become weightless. All other equipment and item weight in chest rigs, backpack pouches, and secured containers is counted normally. Before this change, all equipment and weapons were weightless. This is a huge nerf. I'm not even gonna lie about that. This is a huge nerf to people that play this game constantly. I know a lot of people are going to be very upset by this. I think it's fair. So the only thing that becomes weightless with elite strength are weapons. Okay, that's it. Weapons. So your main weapon, your backup, and your pistol or whatever you have in your holster. Those are only things that become weightless. Everything else counts. Before you were nothing counted on the left side pretty much and in your rig. So this is something I know a lot of people are going to be upset about, but it's fair. Graphical improvements, AMD, okay. I don't know much about the AMD stuff, so I'm just going to skip over it. Temporarily disabled the enable MIP streaming in the graphics settings. We're working the function and we'll re-enable it in the nearest updates. Okay, updated the NVIDIA Reflex version, reworked laser sights for all tactical devices with IR mode enabled, and lasers and flashlights will not be visible since they are designed for the use of NVGs. Also, The intensity and brightness of standard non-IR lasers have been increased. Okay, so if you're using an IR or a non-IR laser, that the brightness and intensity is going to be intense. Okay, cool. Sounds, okay. Oh, here we go. So they did talk about this. Added new voices for Bear and USEC. Okay, so that's awesome. Added new sounds of movement on top of various surface types. Added sounds for weapons dropping on various surfaces. Okay, I like that. Added sounds of bodies collapsing after death and sounds of transition to prone. I think we could all get behind that stuff. Oh, let's start with the list of fixes here. Okay. So there are quite a few fixes here, and I'm not going to highlight every single one for sure, just the ones that we're kind of sticking around on and talking about, but we'll go through them one by one for sure. The sound effect of active headsets no longer persists between offline raids. Added a perk icon for hand stamina to an endurance skill. Cultist knife charge value no longer resets to max if the knife is picked up from a killed player. That makes sense. Fixed display of prices with 5 or more characters for items that take 1 to 2 space cells. Oh, this one is dope. Adding sorting table to mail and task reward screens. That is awesome. So if you don't have a lot of room and you don't have any room for any of these, you know, for your, say, your insurance or your task rewards, you can now just put it into the sorting table, go into your inventory, I'm guessing, and then, you know, play around then. That's such a good quality of life feature. The trajectory of the AGS projectile no longer changes when the scope is moved. The metal bars on the lab location no longer reduce the damage when shooting through them. Okay. Fix incorrect behavior of bodies after death in some specific places on the Lighthouse location. The next button no longer disappears if you return to the faction selection screen from the head model and voice selection screen and the nickname screen. Okay. The MS 2000 marker no longer floats in the air after placing it. Okay. Fixed incorrect behavior of the setting interface when switching from full screen mode to borderless mode. Oh, this one I know a lot of people are going to be excited for. Fix the incorrect window size for the 1920 by 1080 resolution in windowed mode. That's huge. Helmet mounted flashlights no longer blocks vision when using stationary guns. Picking up an item while prone no longer causes incorrect camera movement. Adjusted the aiming accuracy for the TAWS KS-23M carbine. Okay. That everyone was really worried about the TAWS. Fixed a bug that caused rogues to visually appear incorrectly behind stationary guns. The sort direction indicator no longer changes the player if the player re-enters the flea market screen. Okay. FN Scar H 762 by 51 20 round magazine now increases the weapon size by 1 slot down. Oh, that is crazy. That gun's going to be massive in your inventory now. Holy crap. That's interesting. That's one of my favorite guns, by the way. I love that gun. But that gun's going to be massive in your inventory now, so you always have to make sure you take the magazine out of it. When changing the menu background while in hideout, the hideout is no longer overlapped by the menu background. Fix the HiCom Trooper TFO icon for low graphic settings. Okay, fixed incorrect icon anti-aliasing for big items in the stash. Fixed a bug that caused character textures to become distorted when loading into raid. Fixed incorrect patrol route for Tagilla on Nighttime Factory. Fixed the lack of wet asphalt effects with SSR enabled in some places on the Lighthouse location. Added inertia when quickly tapping the AD keys. Fixed bot behavior when shooting with revolvers. Weapon stat penalties from ammo are now displayed correctly for revolvers. Okay. Fixed incorrect behavior of Tagilla when changing positions during combat. Killa is no longer hostile to player scavs with a reputation above 6.0. There we go. So it's still going to be player scavs rep 6.0, it seems like, but Killa's okay. That's fair. Fixed display of weapons in the folded and unfolded state in the stash. Okay, that there's a couple of weapons that get janky with that, so that's awesome. Fix the possibility of bot hands getting frozen. Rogues are now aggressive towards USEC players who killed them in the past raids. Oh, How long will this last though? So if you kill rogues and you're a USEC, just like say day 1, is it like day 90 you're still, they're going to be aggressive towards you? Or is it like maybe 24 hours? I don't know, but this is awesome. Again, the whole cheesing of the rogues is just crazy. So yeah, I really like this one. That one's fair. But I wonder how long it lasts. I wonder if there's a cooldown on it, like 24 hours or something. Fix a number of issues related to the calculation of inertia, allowing players to bypass or reduce it. Okay. Fixed an error that caused the disappearance of ammo loaded into magazine during a raid after finishing the raid. Yeah. Fixed blocking of inventory operations that could occur after selecting a weapon picked up from a killed scav. Fixed a bug due to which the container from the airdrop froze in the air or end up in place inaccessible to players. Yeah. So fixed an overly bright lighting of characters when loading into a location. Numerous balancing changes for item parameters, various visual fixes on locations, various balancing changes of weapon characteristics, added an ability to select a different display in the game settings, and various fixes and adjustments of the user interface. Okay, so this is just a rundown of the basic stuff. I don't know if they're going to be adding some secret stuff. Like, who knows if, like, we've all been talking about the east side of Shoreline. Are they going to add stuff to it? Maybe they did change a couple of maps and they're just not letting us know about. But this is pretty much, in general, the big stuff that they are adding and they are changing. One change they didn't talk about, and I don't know if, I'm sure it's fixed, but they didn't talk about the air filter unit. That one's crazy. They didn't talk about the air filter unit. What are some other fixes you really wanted them to do, but wasn't in here and you're hoping it is fixed? You can put that in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys just dealing with me reading. To be honest, not the best reader, especially out loud. I'm not the best. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. So it might have been kind of cringe for some of you guys, but I appreciate you watching the video. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to go live right away. We're going to be on twitch.tv/Geekseh a ton. It's Wipe. We're going to be there all the time. So if you want to come by, say hello, that would mean a lot to me. Also, we are trying to hit 100,000 subs on YouTube. So we're going to be putting out a lot of content. So if you like my face, if you like anything about me, please hit the subscribe button. It's free for you guys. It means the world to me. We're going to be putting out a ton of content for you guys. I know you guys might like my face, but not my reading skills. But don't worry, I don't read from the screen often. I usually just go off the cuff. So thank you so much. I hope you all have an amazing wipe. I'm very excited for this. And guess what? Until next time, I'll just talk to everyone later.